Hello students, today I am Deepika going to tell you about .NET Framework. What do you mean by .NET Framework? There are certain kind of objectives we have to discuss before going into details. First one is why .NET came into an existence. Why .NET came into an existence is a very big question, why it came into an existence. Earlier there were many programming languages. People only know particular type of language, for example COBOL. It is only used for industrial applications. Next one is Pascal, that is for scientific applications. Third one is Fortran, that is for mathematical applications. And people only know about one language. If we are in industry, we should know about more than one language to survive. Otherwise, people having COBOL can't work for scientific. People having Pascal can't run for Fortran applications. So in this scenario, we require a language which has a combination of all these three languages. For this purpose, C language was introduced for implementing all types of applications. C language ruled for many years. As you know, it was introduced in Bell Laboratories in the early 1970s, and there were so many people who has adopted language C for running their applications and their running industries. But there are certain drawbacks for which it has lagged. The first one is no code reusability. Third is very large size of programs. 4 is poor performance. Because of large size of programs, debugging is very difficult to do and it leads to poor performance. And no industry can bear this because they has to pay a very high payment for the programmers earlier. For this problem, the main drawback was no code reusability. Only we have recursion, function calling itself again and again. But that doesn't make us any sense when it comes to a very large programs. We require inheritance concepts that you people are aware of that comes in C++. C++ was platform dependent. This was a major drawback in C++. Programs written in C++ can't be operated on different operating systems. If it is written in Ubuntu, it can run in Ubuntu. If it is written in Unix, it will run in Unix. It will run on Windows. It will work on Windows. For this platform independency, the next language which arrives, that is Java, and it was proposed by Sun Microsystem. It occupies whole market, and Microsoft was affected deadly by the Java occupancy because Microsoft has two products, OLE and COM, for this purpose, for connecting the devices, for performing language interoperability, for providing web services to the user, and it comes to totally down to the earth, totally. After that, Microsoft realized that it need a product which can overcome Java, and it introduces .NET. .NET introduced in early 90s to overcome Java. It was platform independent. Java includes only two languages, C and C++, while it supported 20 languages. There are various versions of .NET framework right now in the market. 1.0, 2.0, 3.5, 4.0, 5.0. And latest version includes 70 languages interoperability, which is a very good thing. Nowadays, when people have knowledge of separate languages, they make a program in different languages, and you don't have a software which can operate all the languages. But we have if we learn .NET framework. .NET framework, it performs multiple platform applications, support various languages. Even Java is supported by .NET. It allows languages to communicate with each other by using a platform, by giving it a runtime interface. It can create variety of applications, window application, web services. Building blocks of .NET. Building blocks of .NET means the main pillars of .NET are common language runtime, common language specification, common type system. Common language runtime is the heart and brain of .NET framework. If there is no common language runtime, we can't have .NET framework as its existence. Common language runtime. Common language runtime, it provides runtime environment. It provides functionalities such as memory management, exception handling, debugging, security, thread execution, code safety, code verification, compilation, etc. It ensures language interoperability, which I told you so many times, that it provides language interoperability, which allow to communicate between various languages. How it works? Now it comes to our mind how it works. It does not provide intermediate language code. It provides native code. Native code is what? Which is not an exe file. It is an absolute file which is stored in the memory and you can run anywhere in the program, like your dongle. Now I will explain you its summary. Sorry. Suppose we have languages like VB.NET and C#. It will be given to their compilers and it will give you different MSIL code, that is intermediate language code, that is assembly language. Then it given to common language runtime, that is the heart of your .NET framework. There we have a just-in-time compiler that gives you the native code. This is the working. Next is common type system. It is very important. It's like tongue to the .NET framework. It supports multiple languages, variety of types and operations in most programming languages. Like in C, we have different types of data types. So it will have different type of, it is basically a pool which includes various things. It has C language tool, it has VB language tool, it has C++ language tool, even Java tool, and it eliminates type conversions. It doesn't require type conversion. That like we have bool in C, and it can also be implemented in VB. Different .NET program in different languages can be made. It supports two types. First is value type and next one is reference type. Value type is built-in, user-defined or enumerations. It is stored on stack. It generates a copy, has no effect on the original if any change is made. For example, you have created a equal to 10 and you want to make changes, but original value will retain its value and therefore it is stored in stack. The variable you declared using integer, float, double and any. Next is reference type. It is basically used for pointers, but in .NET we eliminate pointers and we have user-defined classes, boxed value types, delegates. It basically contains a reference to value memory address allocated on heap. Changes are reflected to original ones. This is a disadvantage because if we make any change, it will make the changes into the address one, on the address. Value stored on that particular address, so it will be reflected on the original value. Next is common language specification. It is a subset of common type system. It basically acts as a verification thing. Whenever you give a program written in C, CLR will convert it into native code. But before converting into native code, it requires certain kind of tool which can verify whether it is valid or not. For this purpose, we have common language specification. That leads to designing of APIs. Now comes the features of .NET. It has beneficial program. It gives a very big features to the world. Benefits, various benefits it provides. First one is consistent programming model. Consistent programming model is because of its platform independent. If the program can run anywhere, then it is consistent. Next is cross-platform support. Third is language interoperability of more than 70 languages nowadays. Automatic management of resources that is done by the CLR, garbage collection, ease of deployment. Deployment basically is installation of a .NET framework, which is very, very easy. This is the architecture of a .NET framework, which includes various languages that is available. Next is your common language specification, common type system, framework. There are classes, base classes are there, which is stored in the library, which can be used whenever it is required. Like console class, if we require a window application, we require a console class. And there are ADO.NET that is used for connectivity, ASP.NET for web services, window forms for creating forms that are required for filling certain things. Next is common language runtime, that is the brain and heart of .NET framework, without which it can't be perform anything. So this is the brief intro of .NET framework, from which you can understand what it actually is. It includes various things which we can discuss in next videos. I hope you like the video. Thank you.